So, so far we have read again another excuse of the protagonist that as he knows the people around there and he knows the beloved very much, and she herself and the people around him, they themselves in return knows him very well. So they have a fixed identity already made of him, a fixed character of him is already known to them, and then how can he speak those words, how can he propose to his beloved? So this is the dilemma, this is the excuse which he is assuming now, which he is adorning now to avoid that thing. And the last line is, and how should I begin, how should I begin? So that is what he is thinking about. Okay, that even if I try, then how should I try, how should I start my words, how should I start my proposal? So what he says, how he is uh, planning to begin his proposal is next. Shall I say, I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows. Now I said, shall I say, should I start saying this thing that I have gone at dusk through narrow streets, when I have been through those narrow streets of the city at the time of evening, then I have watched the smoke that is rising from the pipes, means mouth pipes, smoking, that the smoking which is being done by the lonely man in shirt sleeves leaning out of the windows. I have seen those lonely people who are just leaning out of their windows, room windows, house windows, and they are just smoking aimlessly. Means so how he describes the lonely people, and just to draw a picture of how lonely he is. And he says, okay, that should I begin with drawing a picture of the lonely people, that when I go through the streets, then I see lonely people just leaning out of their windows and piping, smoking, and just throwing the smoke out of their mouth or through their pipe. So he says that by drawing this picture of lonely people, he is trying to bring to the attention of the beloved that how the life of the lonely people are, as he himself is lonely without her, how he is feeling and how he is doing away with his life. So this is what is one idea. He says, okay, shall I say like this, I should have been a pair of rugged clouds scuttling across the floor of silent siege. He says, by comparing my life with the life of those other single people, those other lonely people, I would be bringing an analogy, a comparison, and perhaps through that she will understand the situation of mine, the condition of mine. But he said, then I should have been a pair of ragged clothes, scuttling across the floors of silent siege. He says, I would like to be like a pair of ragged clothes. Ragged means rough, clumsy clothes of some sea animal who is scuttling, who is just moving back and forth with short steps on the sea waves, silent sea waves. Because actually, what happens, that how is the movement of the sea? We have sea waves. Once they rise, again they fall. And if it is silent, then what happens? That there is no movement at all. तो वो कह रहा है कि I would be like that rugged pair of legs which is just trying its way back and forth on the sea waves. And how are the sea waves? They are silent. And if the sea waves are silent, it means they are not taking you anywhere. है ना। जैसे सी वेव्स जो होती हैं उन पे जो मूवमेंट होती है वो कैसे होती है कि जब वो राइज होती हैं तब वो आपको आगे धकेलती हैं, जब वो फॉल करती हैं तब आपको पीछे ले जाती हैं। बट हियर द सीज आर साइलेंट, द सीज साइलेंट, सो द मूवमेंट इज of no use. Means I am trying just going backward and forward but with no help from such ideas. So that is the situation of mine. And the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully, smoothed by long fingers, asleep, tired, or it malingers, stretched on the floor here beside you and me. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? And he says, means that try, that effort which I am doing, it is the same, whether it is the afternoon or the evening or the peaceful night sleeps. Smoothed by long fingers, asleep, tired, or it malingers, stressed on the floor here beside you and me. That idea, है ना, it is asleep, it is tired, or it malingers. Malingers is that act of pretending to be ill to avoid some work, है ना। कई बार ऐसा होता है जैसे हमें स्कूल नहीं आना होता, हमें कॉलेज नहीं जाना होता, तब हम लेटे रहते हैं, घर वाले पूछते हैं क्या हुआ है, दैट आई एम इल, दैट प्रिटेंडिंग illness. When you just stretched out on the floor beside you and me, I, you, and that idea that is stretched beside us, means it is not moving, it is not willing to do the work, that's why it is pretending illness. So he said, should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? Then he says, okay, now as if I'm feeling powerless to say those words to you. I'm stretched on the floor and I'm just tired. So that idea is tired. Just to give strength to that idea, should I have tea and cakes and ices? Means the nourishment, some breakfast. Should I take it? So that I can have the strength to force the moment to its crisis, so that I can force those words out of my mouth and I can speak those words to you. But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I have seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet and here is no great matter. It says, though I have wept and fasted for many days for this moment, and I have wept and prayed for this moment, means again he is just bringing forth those excuses that why I am unable to say those words to her. He says no, that should I bring that moment to its crisis. So he said, even if I have wept and prayed and fasted for this moment to come, for the successful happening of this moment, but still, though I have seen my head brought in upon a platter, and even when I have seen that my head is being brought in a platter, I am no prophet. Now, what he is saying, that I have seen, even though I have prayed, even though I have wept, even though I have fasted for this moment, but I know the result. And what is the result? That my head will be cut. Means she will punish me. I will be punished later on, though I am not a prophet, but still I know this thing, that even though my head has grown slightly bald, but still brought in upon a platter. Means मेरा कटा हुआ सिर मेरे सामने जैसे पेश किया था, ऐसा, that's how I am feeling. And here is no great matter. देखिए, look at the two things. He says, I am no prophet. I am not a soothsayer. I am not a prophet that I can announce that what is going to happen in future. And this is not a great matter to think or to discuss it with a prophet. है ना, किसी ज्योतिषी के पास, किसी भविष्य वक्ता के पास जाना और इस बात के लिए पूछना, that is also not that much important a matter it is, but still I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker. I have seen that the moment of my greatness is flickering. means it is not certain. Flickering, that flame of the candle, it flickers, है ना. जैसे जब दिया मोमबत्ती अगर हम जलाते हैं तो उसकी जो फ्लेम फ्लिकर करती है, तो व्हाट वी थिंक ऑफ इट. मूवीज में शायद आपने ये सीन कई बार देखा होगा कि जैसे जब हीरो बीमार होता है या उसको गोली लगती है हॉस्पिटल में, उसका ऑपरेशन चल रहा होता है, तब क्या होता है, उसकी मदर या उनकी वाइफ जो है वो मंदिर जाती है, और वहाँ क्या होता है, वो जो दिया होता है मंदिर का वो बुरी तरह से फ्लिकर करता है. एंड वी एज ए what we can say, the enchanted receivers, viewers of the movie, we notice that quivering flame more than the मीटर्स इन द हॉस्पिटल, है ना. हॉस्पिटल में जो मशीन्स पे जो बीप चल रही होती हैं, वहाँ जो फ्लो चल रहा है, उसकी बजाय हम उस दीपक को ज़्यादा देखते हैं, और जो ही वो ज़्यादा हिलता है हमें लगता है कि ही इज़ अबाउट टू डाई, है ना. एंड व्हेन देन सडनली द flame goes off and there goes the of the body, है ना. So that is what he is saying, that I have seen, means I am not a prophet and this is not a great matter, but still I have seen that the moment of greatness of mine is flickering, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and sneaker, and in short I was afraid. And in that flickering moment I have seen the eternal footman. Footman is gateman, we can say, the person who is standing at the gates of the restaurants or hotels to hold your coat and your wrappings to give you entry inside the hotel. देखिए ये जो footman जो thing है, perhaps you might not have seen it, है ना. बट इट इज़ इन द वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज वेर इट इज़ टू मच कोल्ड, है ना. वहाँ कोल्ड ज़्यादा होता है, वहाँ का जो मौसम होता है दैट इज़ वार्म इनसाइड एंड कोल्ड आउटसाइड. तो जब आप बाहर होते हैं तो आपके कपड़े जो होते हैं वो ड्यू टू स्नोफॉल दे आर बीइंग वेट, वो गिले कपड़े होते हैं. And if all the people will go inside the restaurant or go inside the dining hall with those wet clothes, then it might the floor might be wet and slippery. So there is the footman. तो गेट पे क्या फुटमैन होता है, जो आपके जो वो गीले क्लोथ्स हैं उनको लेता है और उनको एक सही जगह पे रखता है, ताकि आप अंदर जो है वो फ्रीली जा सकें. जब व्हेन यू रिटर्न बैक आउट ऑफ दैट रेस्टोरेंट और द डाइनिंग हॉल, देन they are being given again to you. So he says that this is not a great matter, but still I have seen the eternal footman. Eternal footman, the footman at the gate of heaven. स्वर्ग के द्वार पे जो गेटमैन है. No, he is not talking about the gateman at the restaurant entrance. He is talking about the eternal footman. वो footman who is standing there at the gate of the heaven or hell, and he says I have seen him who is holding my coat and sneakers, है ना. वो मेरे कोट और स्नीकर्स जो हैं उसके हाथ में. एंड इन शॉर्ट आई वाज अफ्रेड. एंड ही सेज व्हेन आई सी दिस विजन, आई एम नॉट ए प्रोफेट एंड दिस इज नॉट ए ग्रेट थिंग, है ना, बट स्टिल आई हैव सीन दैट आई विल डाई as a result of this daring of mine, and I have seen myself in those images, my head and the platter, and myself being waiting at the doors of the heaven. And in short, I was afraid. And ये जो इतना लंबा चौड़ा उसने बताया है, इसका रिजल्ट क्या निकला, that I was afraid to say those words. और इसलिए मुझे डर लगता है. I can't utter those words to my beloved. So again we find in this stanza that again that hesitantness, that cowardiceness, that irresolution mode of the indecisions of the protagonist are still there with him. He is unable to say those words to his beloved. So this is it for the day. We will read it further in our next lecture. Thank you.